Streetcornerztv. It's Musto. Today we're here with Mr. J.
What's happening?
What's going on, Mr. J?
Cool, man.
How's things? Everything
yeah, good, man. Everything's going good.
Good. So, first off, tell people a little bit about you, where they can find you and...
Well, I got Facebook is / Mr. J Sweet. Twitter is at Mr. J Music. We got the Eden Street Facebook. What else? We got Eden Street TV YouTube channel where you can catch the Life on Eden Street reality series. I think that's pretty much everything.
You're doing a lot. I think you covered every contact.
Yeah,
that's
I think that's everything.
Okay, so you're working on a new track at the minute.
Yeah.
Famous, is that right?
Well, we released Famous on the 1st of February.
Yeah.
And well, it's going down well. We shot a video for that in Camden a couple of weeks ago, so that's going through the edit and the post-production.
Okay.
And it should be out probably middle of April, kind of like 15th of April, something like that. And yeah, man, that's looking pretty good too. We got the first edit of that, so it's just been, we changed a couple of things, whatever, and then send back the next edit and hopefully it'll look dope.
Okay. What inspired you to write that track? Because obviously it's different, it's slightly commercial, slightly not. It's a good track.
Yeah, I think it was kind of like what the track is about. Like it's saying we're damn near famous, and like when we hit the top, we'll be the same. Be with the same people we came in. It's like it's kind of a thing like we don't want to sign to a major label. We're not really on that kind of thing. Like we want to do everything independently if possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we're in it for longevity, and we're trying to make sure like every artist that we release, like as so far we've just released like my first couple singles.
Yeah.
But every artist we release, we want to make sure their tracks are dope, the mix and the master is good, the final track, like when it's released, it needs to sound good, it needs to sound professional.
Yeah.
We can do the same thing that a major label can do, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, that's just a case of building it up slower. If you do it on your own though, I think it's more rewarding.
Definitely.
You know,
I think by keeping everything in-house, it lowers costs.
Yeah, exactly.
And then obviously it allows you to spend more time doing other things.
Yeah, and like the thing is like when you invest a whole bunch of money in a track, like there's no telling whether it's gonna do well or not. It's like when you get an advance from a major, like they put all this money into you, and if it flops,
you
then
got to pay
them that money. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like so, if we put all our own cash into it, then the only thing we're losing is what we already had. Like we're not going into debt over it. So.
I've been lucky enough to listen to a few of your tracks. How do you stay? Who inspires you as an artist, but also to be different, because all your songs are different from each other, but different from what's out there at the minute as well.
I think one of the main things, like the album we're working on now, The Kingdom, that's my debut album. It's due to be released on the 8th of July on my birthday.
Yeah.
I think it's just because of that album, it's like we wanted to make it diverse, we wanted to make sure every track was different and that it wasn't all, like, you know, when you listen to an album and everything's the same the whole way through. Like,
monotonous.
It's like, you might like that sort of track, but listening to that whole album and like 15, 16 tracks of the same song, like, it ain't a good look. Like, so with the tracks that we got in the album, we got a whole bunch of electric guitar on some tracks, we've got damn near a whole orchestra on another track. Like, some tracks have got a rocky vibe, some have got a real hip hop vibe, some have got a like commercial vibe, a whole bunch of synthesizers and stuff. But like my whole thing, the word that I always use when we're in the studio is like I want it to sound epic, like, and like, I like the build up, like on Famous, the electric guitar at the end gives it that epic feel. Down for My Team, my next release, it has a nice build up, and Waiting for Me, another release, there's a huge drum build up on it and added strings and everything. Like we like to make sure that the ending is a whole bunch bigger than the beginning.
Yeah, and so you're working towards something throughout the track.
So it's not just sort of verse, chorus. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the producer that you're working with, because he's quite talented, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's quite a lot of instruments and stuff.
Yeah, that's Will. Like I would say, it's my business partner. Kind of Eden Street is like our thing. We're kind of the spearheads of the company. And he's a talented dude. Like how many producers play violin, guitar? He can pretty much play anything. And like when I record a track, like we'll go to the studio, we'll start working on a track, I'll put the vocals down. I'll leave and I'll go back the next day and the track sounds completely different.
It's played around your vocals,
Yeah, like we'll have a basis for the track, and then once the vocals are on there, he'll cut parts out, add other parts, add new instrument. He'll put backing vocals behind things, like, and you come back and it just sounds so much bigger.
Yeah, that's brilliant that you two can work together. Like you've got that kind of, you know each other's boundaries and you can work around each other.
I think it's a trust. Like I don't feel like when Will works on the track, I'm not on the phone to him like, yeah, like it has to be like this and it has to be like that. I know that what he does is gonna, I'll be happy with it. Like, and then it's just a case of us conferring like, do you like this or this, and does this need to be louder or quiet or whatever. Like, but it's a good working relationship. Yeah,
that's good. You're lucky because you can tell from the sounds of the music that you've got someone. It's not manufactured sounds, you know. No, you can hear that. It's not a sample that you. Oh, I recognise that sample from such and such. They're all individual.
Everything we do, for like 99.9 recurring % of what we do is original. There's not like we're not really a sample type. None of our producers are. I mean, it's everything's original. You know what I mean? Like, and we have a whole bunch of live instruments and a bunch of tracks. Like famously, electric guitar was live. That was played by Keith Hawkins. The guitar Waiting for Me, another release coming out before the album comes out, that was all Will live guitar. And I think the live instruments give it that better sound. Like, it's, I don't know, there's something about live music. You listen to the difference between old music where it was on vinyl, like and everything was live, to now where everything's like MP3.
I think it's the fact that the way things are compressed nowadays into, I mean, you lose a lot of quality unless you're using WAV. And that's the only way you keep the files uncompressed.
When I get the tracks in the studio, they go as WAVs onto my phone. Like, you know what I mean? That's the best way.
Bro, you recently had a video on Channel AKA, and that was featuring Dele and Mr. Smith.
Yeah, that's right.
How did you find being on Channel AKA? Did it benefit you? Has it helped you? Has it raised your profile in any way?
It was cool. Like, it was like I didn't see the video on there for a while. And then, like, my mother called me and was like, the video's on TV. Like, a whole bunch of people were texting me and Facebooking me and stuff. And then eventually I caught, like the last 45 seconds or something. I was
you missed your part.
Like, I caught the drum and bass drum at the end. Like, and I was just like, it was cool though. I caught a glimpse of me and I was like, that's fucking dope, But it boosted the views on the video too. Like, I mean, we hit 13,000 views in a week, which is the most that we'd had. And
that's currently sitting at just under 40,000 now, isn't it?
It's at like 35 or 36, like, and that's kind of, it's sort of settled there. Like, but so we're hoping with the famous release, we're hoping to get that onto AKA again and maybe a couple of other channels. But we're hoping, obviously, there's a boost in views again. Yeah,
I definitely, it's a video that I watched. It's quite a good video. It's different. But what I liked about it was the way that, you know, you come together with the vocalist. And then, you know, the way you rap and everything. So that brings me on to my next question. When or what age did you start rapping? And can you explain your unique American style rap flow?
I started, it was kind of like, I must have been like 16, and I was living in California, and that was kind of, well, I started writing before that, but it wasn't really serious. Like, and then when I was in California, I was writing a lot, and the people I chilled with, everybody raps. Like in the States, everybody raps.
Yeah, everybody raps.
Everywhere you go, you bust a CD in the car and you rap. Like everyone's sitting in the car, standing around the car, or whatever. Like, and then I came back to England for a little while. Went back to St. Louis, or just outside of St. Louis.
Yeah.
And that was the same. And then when I moved to Maryland, that was when I started making music, like recording.
Yeah.
And I was working with a dude called Greg Johnson and my dude Devin, like one of my friends from the States. And we kind of, like, it was good, but it was more of a hobby then. Like, and we did a couple shows and stuff. Then when I came back here, I worked with Stanza and RMCO, and then it came to working with Will. And once we started working with Will, it was like a next level. You know what I mean? It was like a next level. But the whole American thing is like, my father's American. And obviously I moved over to the States. I spent like half of my teenage life in the States, then came back here, kind of thing. And it's like when I started rapping, I had gained the kind of accent when I was living in the States. Yeah. I was rapping like in that accent, obviously, when I started rapping. And then it kind of just stuck. And like I lost my accent a bit when I came back here. Yeah. But like I even tried. I said to Ross when we first started working with Will, I was like, maybe I should just try like busting like with an English accent. To see like, because I was like, people will question it, and like we all knew that at some point people will question it. And like, so we tried it, and it was terrible. And Ross is like, that just ain't you. Like,
if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
He was just like I knew you from when you came back from the States. You spoke with that accent, you spit with that accent. It was like, because your accent's a little more like. He was just like, the main way you can tell is because I still slur my words and stuff. I think it's just because I'm lazy. But,
I think your voice sounds good, and the way, but you can tell from watching the video that you're not an English artist trying to impersonate an American artist, because you've got the style, You know, your appearance and
I think
everything.
it's just the movement. I think the difference between UK and American hip hop is like especially modern day hip hop, because I'm pretty much a modern artist. Like I like old school hip hop. That's like what I listen to. I listen to new hip hop. I listen to everything. Like I listen to rock music. I listen to whatever. Like. But the difference between UK hip hop artists and American, it's just a different kind of swagger to it. Like, and that's like my thing. Like the way I move and the way I am, kind of thing, is still like very Americanized. That's kind of what I was raised with. Even where I grew up in England, was military bases and stuff. It's covered with Americans. So.
In regards to collaborations, which established artist would you like? UK first, and then American artists. Who would you
want
most like to
collaborate?
collaborate?
UK artist.
Yeah.
And we had this. I asked this question in the studio a while back, and nobody could guess for a while. And Russ, one of our producers, he guessed it eventually, and it's Adele. And the reason it was Adele, when she first released Chasing Pavement, I just came back from the States, and that track came out. And from then, I was like, yeah, she's dope. Like I would work with her. I felt like she just, I don't know whether it was the track or the way her voice was or whatever. Something told me that she was like an artist who would stick around. And she was sick. Like
she's got longevity.
And from then I wanted to work with her, and it's still the same. I think that's the #1 person I like to work with. But as far as rappers go, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like people like Eminem and stuff would be dope. Like, that's one for every rapper, just because like it's like the equivalent of a modern day Big Pun. You know,
of
work
course.
with like Big Pun back in the day. But if he was on a track with Eminem, you know what I mean? Like,
you'd come across average.
You have to kill it. Like,
you'd come across average.
If I was gonna say anybody, I would say Eminem. Like if it was on my best day, I would say Eminem. If it was on like my everyday day of lyrical content, I would say like Jay-Z or someone would be dope, because it's like the swag of it. Like I like Jay-Z. The way he delivers stuff, and he's got like that style where he pauses and stuff between lines. Like he pauses in different types of places from most rappers.
That comes with years of practice.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But I would say like Jay-Z.